The fate of James Crumbley now in the hands of the jury, but not before a big twist in court.
It is my decision to remain silent.
A major departure from what we saw just weeks ago with his wife.
Those are the first words we've heard from James Crumbley since his trial got underway. Thank you for joining us. I'm Karen Drew, in for Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Things took a turn in court today after the defense called just one witness. Sean Lay, live at the courthouse in Pontiac with the latest. And the jury, I believe, has gone home now, correct, Sean?
After about an hour or so of deliberation. So yes, they got right to work after these closing arguments. And basically, let's boil down what this jury has to decide here. The defense making the argument here that everyone at the table, the morning of the shooting, the Crumbleys and two school officials did not find the shooter, to be a threat. That's one thing. The other thing would be what the prosecution argued here is that it wasn't what James Crumbley didn't know, it's what he should have known and didn't act on.
James Crumbley had a willful disregard of a known danger it caused the death of 4 students in Oxford High School on November 30th, 2021. Hannah, Madison, Tate, and Justin.
A blistering closing argument by Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald in part 2 of a first-of-its-kind case of charging a parent for a mass shooting committed by their child. The argument, James Crumbley failed in his duty to act when presented with evidence that his son needed help, and he bought him a gun that he did not secure, leading to the Oxford school shooting. McDonald listed for the jury her list of what she says James Crumbley knew and did not act on or speak up about.
We have a father who purchased a gun as a gift. He knows he has it. He knows how to use it. He knows he's in the house by himself after it's purchased.
Crumbley's defense attorney, Mario Lehman, arguing just as important of what Crumbley may have known is what she says he did not know.
You can believe that if the prosecution had evidence that James Crumbley knew that his son was a danger to others, you would have seen it. Especially if James knew what was inside of that journal. We've heard about the journal. If James knew what was in that journal, the prosecution would have told you that.
And Lehman with this curveball for the court. Prosecution witnesses testified that while his son was handling a gun at home with Crumbley at home, he would have heard it.
James is wearing headphones. James is hard of hearing. He needs a hearing-assisted device to hear, even in this courtroom.
All right, back here live. This was intense. This was emotional. So coming up now, we're working on something for 6 o'clock. My conversation with the mother of Madison Baldwin, what she thought sitting there listening to both of these very intense arguments. Devin, Karen.
Yeah, all right, Sean, we got a lot more to cover here from the James Crumbley trial. Ahead at 5:30, Kristen McDonald will break down all the big twists and turns, ending with the case going to the jury earlier this afternoon.